Good morning. It's Sunday, April 14th. And this morning I want to talk about something that I consider amazing. The U.S. Navy developed an uncrewed demo ship that is going to go to sea in 2024. Now, this uncrewed ship will not have any personnel on it. And that's pretty amazing when you think about it. Although we have robot driving cars and everything now, but a robotic ship is something that boggles my mind. The terminology assigned to this ship is somewhat confusing, I think. It's called a medium unscrewed surface vessel. That's MUSV, and that's being built for the U.S. Navy and is expected to hit the seas this year. The vessel is being procured under the No Manning Required ship, something called NOMARS. It's a program of the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, which has the call letters DARPA. And this ship is called Defiant. The vessel would be capable of operating autonomously for a long time. That means without a crew, with the requirement of minimal maintenance. And the vessel is expected to have wide-ranging utility for the Navy. Now, that's all the verbiage that I've read so far. So we're going to have an unmanned ship at the disposal of the Navy. I'm sure it'll be remote controlled in somehow or other from the ground or from the air. Who knows what? They're not mentioning anything like that. But the ship's specifications, 210 metric ton vessel, and it's expected to be the first of its kind with a maximum performance, viability, and maintenance efficiency while still carrying a significant payload at tactically useful ranges. So imagine this. We could have a fleet of these things out in the oceans with nobody on board. And the Navy plans to use these boats as missile-laden drone boats. Now, the goal is to achieve ultra-reliability objectives by integrating distributed hybrid power generation. They call it podded propulsors and high-capacity batteries. Now, all of this gobbledygook that I'm spilling right now is just a reflection of the major system components of the selected design. And these are modularized components so that repairs can be conducted in shipyards worldwide. This maintenance philosophy supports rapid turnaround, allowing the ships to spend the majority of their lifetime at sea performing missions. So the U.S. is going to develop a naval fleet that has no humans running anything on board. And I am sure that the communications capabilities to run a fleet, an unmanned fleet on the open seas, has got to be a monumental project. It's got to be an amazing project if the U.S. succeeds in doing this. And I have no reason to believe that they will not succeed. This is a huge step forward in the safety, in the armament that the United States will have at its disposal. These ships will not replace the regular Navy, but they will serve as partners across the globe, so the Navy says, for the larger crewed combatant ships of the U.S. Navy. So imagine that we will have a manned Navy and an unmanned Navy that can work together to protect the United States and its allies. Now the ship design will be finalized. After that, the ship will be built, and then it will be put through a series of tests before taking it to sea for a 3-month demonstration event. Now this won't be cheap. They said this is going to cost about $25 million, without including any add-on mission systems. That's according to the builders. And the vessel is also aimed at decreasing the Navy's cost per mission hour, with a reduced platform size and lower maintenance costs, and the ability to stay on a mission longer than current ships which have humans on board. Now, the ship, whose name Defiant, is very likely to be equipped with surface-to-air missiles and anti-submarine rockets, and anti-ship and land attack missiles. So this is a battleship in the English vocabulary that I choose to use. And the ship will have 4 tubes of deck-mounted angled launchers. Now, I gotta check all this stuff out with my son, who served in the Navy for 23 years. So they will have angled launchers for a total of 16 cells, according to the initial design work provided by the manufacturer. And I'm assuming when they talk about 16 cells, that means armaments, 16 armaments that can fire missiles on the boat. Now, according to the sources that have released this information, these medium-sized uncrewed surface ships are envisioned by the Navy as long-range sensing platforms extending the reach of the larger manned ships, so that they can contest our enemies in any high-threat areas without risking the lives of crew members. So these unmanned ships are not working alone. They will be working with manned ships in order to increase the power and capacity of the U.S. Navy. And that's a wonderful, wonderful thing, that we can increase the power of our Navy, which is one of the most powerful armed forces in the world, just by adding what I will call a robotic assistant group. And so to many of my cohorts who make fun of the fact that I love the robotics in the world and the fact that I am an AI guy, this is the great use of technology in defense of our country, not to be downgraded by those who don't appreciate technology like I do. So I leave you with that this morning. Have a wonderful day. Bye.